The 4 phases of David's calling. The 4 primary phases of David's divine calling in the Bible highlight his journey from a humble shepherd to the king of Israel. These phases reflect a progression of preparation, testing, and leadership. Based on biblical narratives, David's calling unfolded in these 4 key areas. First and foremost, David was called to be a shepherd. 1 Samuel 16 verses 11 to 13. David was first called from keeping his father's sheep to be anointed by Samuel. This period is crucial because God specifically chose him while he was in the fields, preparing him to care for the people of Israel with a shepherd's heart, emphasizing servant leadership rather than worldly power. The second calling of David was to the ministry of worship, 1 Samuel 16 verses 14 to 23. Before he reigned, David was called to serve in King Saul's court as a musician. This calling allowed David to learn the complexities of the palace, grow in wisdom, and serve quietly even while being hunted by Saul. His role as a musician and armor-bearer established him as a worshipper and a humble servant before his elevation to leadership. Today we enjoy a vast array of David's psalms which are a product of this phase in his calling. The third phase of David is his calling as a warrior or giant killer, 1 Samuel 17. David was called to defend God's name against Goliath. This role solidified his calling as a man of faith and a champion who trusted in God's power rather than human strength. This moment turned him into a public hero and demonstrated his willingness to fight God's enemies. And lastly, David's ultimate calling was to be king of Israel, 2 Samuel 5 verses 1 to 5. Finally, David was called to be the king over all Israel. This calling was the culmination of his journey, where he was anointed to unify the nation, establish Jerusalem as the capital, and bring the Ark of the Covenant there. This phase solidified his role as a leader after God's own heart, serving both as a political ruler and a spiritual leader of God's chosen people. David's calling teaches us to never despise the day of small beginnings. From a shepherd boy to the king of the whole nation. Nothing is impossible with God. You just need to be faithful with the little and God will reward you with great thing. This is a direct quote from the book 1 in 7 billion, which is about discovering and fulfilling your purpose, and it's easily available at Amazon Books.